Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Katie if you're new, and this is Lauren.
Hi.
And today we're going to be filming a Q&A, so let's just get straight into it.
Missing someone.
First question we've got to answer is, hardest part of being a mum? Do you want to go first?
My hardest part of being a mum is definitely the sleep deprivation. Because, well, you're lucky.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd have to deal with that.
Flynn sleeps through, but Eden's still up every single 3 hours, so hardest part for me is the sleep deprivation.
I think mine is because of our age, you get judged a lot more.
Yeah.
And people always have advice to give you that you don't actually need. And like everything you do, people question it.
Yeah, definitely, that is hard as well.
Second question, completely unrelated to being a mum, is what's your favourite food?
Chocolate.
I'd say like pasta or something. Because
Yeah.
you can do like anything with pasta. Like if you're gonna live off something for the rest of your life, you don't want chocolate, you get sick of it.
Pasta's alright, but I can't eat a lot of it.
Can you not?
No.
Well, I can eat that. Next question is, favourite thing about being a mum?
My favourite thing about being a mum is definitely just seeing them grow every single day. Yeah, every day she learns something new. She
kind of
makes me laugh,
heartbreaking
she
though,
makes me
isn't it?
cry.
Just knowing that you've always got someone there, no matter what. Like they're not actually gonna leave you.
They're always your person.
And they think the world of you, even if you don't think that they do, they actually do. They couldn't survive without you. How many children do you want in the future?
I want definitely 2. I would like up to 4, but that's if the situation allows. I don't think Leighton wants 4. I think he wants to stop at another, but we'll see. I might be able to persuade him.
I'd quite like 3, but then I wouldn't like the thought of one of them being left out. So I'd want 2 like relatively close in age and then 1 quite a while after. But then if that doesn't happen, if there isn't much of an age gap, I'd need another one.
Yeah.
So they've both got a friend.
We just have a chain. Hundreds of kids.
How old are our babies? That should have been something we started with.
Yeah, probably. Well, Eden is just turned 17 months.
Flynn is turning 1 in like 3 days.
How
Which is
exciting.
exciting, but yeah, so Eden's the older one. What would our babies have been called if they were the opposite gender?
Well, we never could agree on a boy's name. I never really had one set in stone, but Leighton really liked the name Abel for a boy, and I really didn't like it.
You could use that for either gender though, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's quite pretty.
That's why I was so glad when we were having a girl, because I was like, I can't decide on a boy's name.
We had that many boys' names that it was quite funny that we came to Flynn, like, because that was not on our list at all at any point. But if Flynn was a girl, he would have been called Willow.
I love that name.
Yeah, as I was saying, Flynn would have been called Willow. I think it was Willow Grace.
I love that name. That was a top contender for Eden actually.
But we also had Evangeline, which was one of our big ones.
Oh, I like that.
Quite old-fashioned though. It's like a love or hate name. Next question is our favourite weaning product.
Mine's definitely the Bibado and also the Bamboo suction plates. I couldn't live without my Bibado. I don't know if you could.
No, I've only recently just got one, but it's a game changer.
Yeah, it keeps all the mess contained, so you don't have food falling out the high chair everywhere. It's so easy to just wipe down, throw in the washing machine. I absolutely love it. And then the suction plates, they're better, especially as they get older, where they're like throwing the food and throwing the plates, because they suction to anything and everything, and you cannot get them off.
Yeah, they go through a stage where they just throw everything everywhere, and they find it hilarious. Even if you don't react, they will react, and they think it's so funny. I use a lot of Munchkin products, like the straw cups and the bowls and the spoons, especially the ones that change colour when they get too hot.
Yes, we had them, yeah.
I also like the Doidy cup that teaches them how to drink out of an open claw.
Yeah, I've seen them, but we've never used them.
No, we got one of them recently, and Flynn's taken to it quite well, to be fair.
Yeah, I loved the Ella's Kitchen puree pouches. They were a life changer, especially if you were out and about.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Cow and Gate pots, but they don't sell Cow and Gate
No, they've
pouches anymore.
discontinued them, haven't they?
Yeah.
I like all the Kidlicious products as well. They've got so many different products.
They've got loads of snacks as well.
Next question is, are we still with our baby's dads?
And do you know what? I find it so funny how if you're a young mum, you always get asked this
question.
It's the first question. It's like, where's the dad? But yes, I am, and so is Casey.
They're both downstairs looking after the children right now. Someone's asked, any of us bringing up our little ones with a particular parenting method?
I just take every day as it comes, but I am trying to incorporate a bit of gentle parenting because I do understand and believe it does work better, like a lot better.
Definitely.
But especially when it wasn't as popular back when we were brought up, even though it's not that long ago, it wasn't. You know, if you did something wrong, you were shouted at and you were put on the naughty step. So it's so hard and unnatural. It's so easy to just snap or be like, no, you don't do that, instead of doing that, we'll do this. Especially when they're doing something they really shouldn't be doing. It does, a lot of patience. And when they don't sleep, it is hard to have patience when you're so tired. But I am trying. I'm trying my best.
Something that we like to try and include a lot is Montessori approaches. Like, we're constantly changing out Flynn's toys so he's not overwhelmed with too many toys at once, and like just letting him explore for himself. We don't always like interrupt what he's doing. Like, if he falls over and he's crying, like, obviously not if he's screaming, but if he's a bit upset because he's fallen over, we don't always rush over to him. We see if he just realises that it's not actually hurt and it's just instinct.
Yeah, like shock.
Yeah, and he like works things out for himself now, so like he can easily get on and off a chair, and we have not taught him that, and he learned that from a young age, and I think that's because we just let him get on with it rather than like, what's the word? Like having a safety barrier around him.
Yeah.
Being overcautious, I think.
Yeah. More than like, there's a word for that type of parent that does that.
Maybe, I think it is a helicopter parent.
I didn't want to say that too loud because I didn't know if that was like offensive or something, but I've seen it all over TikTok where like there's a mum who will let their kids do a little bit more for themselves, and unless they're in serious amounts of danger, they'll let them do it. And then there's parents who are like, as soon as they like, you know, climb a step, they're like, oh no, don't do that, darling, you hurt yourself. Yeah,
it's really important that you know like the limits though.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like, I think some people try and do like Montessori approaches like that and they don't quite know when it is like you actually do have to step in.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all just wooden toys and let your kids do what they want.
Yeah. It's like with Eden, I like let her climb the slide the wrong way, but the minute she stands up at the top, I'm like, I get her down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she might fall off the slide climbing up, but she's not going to hurt herself by standing on the top of the slide if she falls. Yeah.
Another question that I get asked a lot on my TikTok is, was Flynn breast or bottle fed? And I thought that'd be interesting for us to answer because of allergies.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Eden, we tried to breastfeed. I breastfed for about 4 or 5 days, and then it wasn't going well. She was screaming all the time, she wouldn't sleep, she wouldn't settle, and we went to the hospital for some advice and some help because maybe she wasn't latching properly, but they said that apparently I was one of the small amount who weren't producing enough milk, which, thinking back on it, I don't agree with, because, you know, my milk did come in and stuff like that, so I think they were just trying to palm me off, if you know what I mean. But then we did find out as well she had a milk allergy, so she then had to go on prescribed formula from the Cow and Gate that she was on. We went through every single prescription, but now then she settled on Alphamino, S's and SMA prescription formula, but now she is on oat milk because she's over a year.
Well, with Flynn, I didn't even attempt to breastfeed. I think it was quite selfish because I didn't feel comfortable, and I thought as a new mum, I didn't expect to be a mum at this age anyway, and I'm quite like insecure and like anxious about everything, so I didn't want to put the pressure on of being a new mum and then also having to worry about breastfeeding when I didn't feel comfortable at all. So we put him on Cow and Gate from birth, and he was always really unsettled, but we didn't actually know why, and he was sick a lot. and we just thought, oh, it's normal because babies are always sick. And then when he hit about 6 months, when we were introducing like solids and everything, he's always had eczema, and he was really poorly as a tiny baby. He lost loads of weight, and his eczema was so bad, like he had gunky eyes and everything from it. And his eczema flared up really bad again around 6 months, and it turns out that he also has CMPA, and he went on Nutramigen at first for a milk trial, and then we had to reintroduce milk, and he got rushed into hospital by ambulance, so confirmed he had milk allergy, and he's now on what's it called? Neocate. Yeah, he's on Neocate. He's transitioning to oat milk, but it's a process.
It is a process, especially when they get so used to it. I remember when Eden first went onto it from normal formula, and she would not take it because of the taste, and it smelled disgusting. But she got so used to it that when we tried oat milk and it was so sweet, she hated sweet things, because a lot of sweet things when you wean as well have milk in.
Yeah,
you know, definitely. And then you got to be careful with your soya, and then Eden had a coconut as well. But once she got used to sweet, she loves her oat milk now. I don't think she'll ever go back on anything like that.
Well, that's the point. So what are Eden's allergies? Well, what were they and what are they now?
So Eden's allergies were coconut, dairy. We at a later date found out sesame. We tried her on hummus. And she come up with instant like swelling around her mouth and hives all over her face and her hand where it touched. So we're told like not to try that, and we're in the process of getting an EpiPen and stuff. Also, she can't have prawns because Leighton's allergic to prawns, and they want to try it in hospital on them due to like her history. You said coconut.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And nuts. Because of the coconut and the sesame, we're not allowed to try nuts unless it's tried in the hospital.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, Flynn's allergic to milk. He was allergic to strawberries and wheat, but we've reintroduced him now. He seems fine, but we're still unsure. Soya, he's slowly getting there with that, isn't he? Like in small amounts.
Small amounts. Eden's the same. I forgot soya actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small amounts. And then tree nuts and peanuts. He had a really bad reaction to peanut butter. And salmon. That's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Salmon. He reacted to salmon as well.
But then he's fine with like whitefish, isn't he? Like haddock and stuff.
Yeah, he can have them like cod. He was fine with that last night, wasn't he? But salmon, he had a really bad reaction. But we have to go into the hospital to reintroduce milk. We're not going to do that at home because obviously he got rushed in by an ambulance.
We've actually tried, we're trying the milk trial, and she's on level, was it level or stages? One of them anyway.
Stage 4, didn't you say?
Yeah, she's passed the malted milk biscuit, the muffin, she's passed, so now we need to try her on pancakes, and then after pancakes it's cheese. I'm really scared, because that's like, from having such a tiny amount to like having a block of cheese, you're like, oh my god. But we have tried the milk trial in the past, but then she got ill, so we're having to restart it. And last time she got to pancakes before we had to stop, so I did guess we'd get to where we are again. But yeah, she can have coconut now, so it's just the other ones. So hopefully coconut and milk will soon be out of the equation. And
a big like misconception people have is people always assume because our children have CMPA, they also can't have eggs. But that is
so much
not true. We should definitely do an allergy video at some point, because the things that people come out with in terms of allergies in babies is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, just for clarification, they're not allergic to eggs and they can have eggs.
Yeah, they can. Eggs aren't dairy. Definitely not dairy. I don't know even why people think they're dairy. But it's like, I was told if I'd breastfed, my child wouldn't have had allergies.
Yeah. Mental.
It's random things that people think, but it's more deep than just the fact that you didn't breastfeed your child.
So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and go check out Lauren's channel. I keep going to say Eden's channel because you're
Eden and Mummy and everything.
Confusing. All the links are below. I'll link like discount codes and everything to things that we have talked about. None of it is like an ad for this video, but just because we have worked with those brands in the past. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Missing someone.